I'm Southside Sunny, and you're watching ArtistIN.
A falling star.
Right, so how you doing, Sonny?
I'm good. I'm chilling.
Oh, okay. So this is it's really interesting getting to meet you. This is so how you doing? Yeah.
I'm chilling. I'm good. We in here.
Yeah.
Just sent the song out.
So that's what's up. Yeah. So this is I think your first interview, right?
Yeah.
It's your first interview. This is actually my first interview too. So, ArtistIN,
Let's do it.
All right, so let's get into this. To the questions, right? You guys want to know, interesting things about Mr. Sonny right here. So, I'll get into it. So why do you enjoy music?
Like making music or just listening to music?
In general, both of them.
Cause I get something out of it. Like I get different things out of different types of music. So listening to music, it's a lot of it has to do with like motivation,
Mm-hmm.
or trying to like capture a certain feeling that I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's why I usually don't play like a lot of different music. I probably like listen to 2 or 3 tracks for probably like 3 months, 4 months. And so like listening to music, I get something out of it.
That's really interesting. You saying that you get it from the different reasons you get into it.
Yeah.
Because your music is actually pretty diverse. You have like a trap aesthetic.
Yeah.
Then you have one that had like the bongos and what was it? Snow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So can you tell us about that? Like how do you get musical inspiration? Like where does it what inspires you to make one sound over another?
I'll never like say like I'm gonna make like this type of song or like this type of music.
Mm-hmm.
It all just happens. Like with Snow, I made that song. Like sometimes I just go through samples like on YouTube since there's just thousands of videos out.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like this old Japanese thing from like 1972, and I heard it, and then like I heard the guitar come in. It just reminded me of, like a movie, like an intro to a movie or something. I just like envisioned like the desert or something,
Mm-hmm.
and so I sampled it, and so I took it. So like I don't know. It just has to do with my mood really. Like so I heard that and I'm like I felt inspired, and so like I made like the most like weirdest fucking song out of that, and but other times like I'll hear something somebody says, or something somebody does, and that really like influences a lot of what I do, or even the title tracks. Like I have like tracks and stuff. It's like all something I've heard within the past like however many days of making it. So like I don't know. I just pull inspiration from everywhere really.
So would you even consider yourself a rapper? I see a lot of rapping, some singing. Even the song structure is a little bit different on some of your songs. So, what would you call yourself?
This is like the most cliche thing, but like an artist, basically like an artist. Like I don't. I like making the like since I started off making music, producing.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'd make beats and stuff, and I just really like the sounds of it, and a certain theme or a certain feeling I'm trying to put off. It just happens. So like if I want to do something more aggressive, then I'm probably gonna be rapping or like singing or crooning, whatever it is. Like it just depends on what I'm trying to get across. So like yeah, I don't know.
Who are your favorite? Your top 5 vocalists.
Top 5 vocalists.
Yeah, man.
Michael Jackson.
All right.
Michael Jackson. Travis Scott. Top 5 vocalists. Come on. Michael Jackson, Travis Scott. The Weeknd.
The Weeknd, okay.
Yeah. Young Thug. And
I know it's always the last one.
It's always the last one.
You don't want to, do a disservice to anybody.
Yeah. Oh, probably like Jimi Hendrix, actually.
Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Jimi Hendrix is You know what's crazy? His guitar could talk as well.
Yeah.
Like the way he was able to like manipulate the instrument.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Let's see. What's the process like for you? The creative process, like when you come up with a song, does it does it arrive like when you're taking a shower or you're driving? For me, for like a lot of artists, apparently driving is when they come up with a lot of their music. Do you go into the studio just with an idea already like coupled together, or you just feel things out, or how does it all work?
It's very, I don't want to call it haphazard, but it's like in my mind. Okay, so like I'll get inspiration from, I probably get most inspiration from like pictures or like videos, and so I'll go and I don't know, I'll just look up like a chord progression. I always start with the chord progression, like the key. Actually, I always start with the key, and then I go with the chord progression, and then I just build it out from there. So like if I wanted to sound more like, I guess, like trap influence or something, then I'll just like start there with like the drums and stuff. Or
so you make your own beats?
Yeah, I make everything.
Really, everything.
Yeah.
So mix, master.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a new trend for up and coming artists who might not have maybe a studio time money? What would you say is the route of the next this new generation?
If it's an upcoming thing, I don't know, cause I feel like a lot of people are just getting like a mic, getting an interface, and then getting blah 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 type beat from YouTube MP3, and then like that's just how deep like the music making goes.
How has the making your own production, how has that helped with your sound?
It's all me basically. Like it's exactly like if it has any shortcomings, it's all on me, and if it's amazing, it's all on me. Like it, and I have like full control, because with creativity, I kind of feel it makes me uncomfortable when I don't have full control. I guess I'm like a control freak in like that way, but producing for myself, it's I really wouldn't ever want anybody else to produce for me, because it's like you can explain something to somebody, but if it's not, it's never going to be how you hear it in your head, basically.
Interesting. What I find interesting is the idea of like being in like 100% control, especially with with hip hop being becoming more and more popular, and obtaining a more of a pop type of creation process where it's not just one person, doing lyrics and giving it to a beat, but combining it with a beat. But it's now you have songwriters, you have people who who do the singing. There are people who are the face. Do you think it's not right for? Do you think there's anything immoral, like, musically speaking, of course, about that?
No,
about like collaboration.
I think it's awesome. Like I think, cause like sometimes somebody will have like the words, but they just don't have the voice, or they can't sell it. So I feel like as long as it's good music, it sounds good, people like it, then it's like, I don't know, you really can't blame anybody. But like hip hop is, it really like came from, it's like very like traditionalist, I guess, and it's like if you don't write your own rhymes, then you're like, you suck, basically. But I feel like with hip hop getting bigger, and as big as it is today, it's like the #1 genre, then elements of like what pop music was or whatever, like every other genre, everybody else writes for each other, like every other genre. So like I just see hip hop as reaching a certain level to where, of course, like people are gonna put like structure songs more and make it more, I guess, like just structured and more appealing to a mass audience, like just making sure it can be the best thing it can. Like as opposed to like some MC somewhere writing like, oh yeah,
that's really an interesting mentality, especially because hip hop is all about authenticity and not stealing, like flows, for example. People say this person stole my flow, this person did that, but it in a way, do you think it would be the same as saying, you're ripping off of maybe a theme like or a motif from like Bach or Mozart, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that stealing if you're just using that idea or that pattern?
I'm not sure.
Because a lot of people, don't like people stealing flows, but the
Yeah.
idea of like other people writing their lyrics.
Yeah. So, I'm not sure what the question is.
My apologies. So, do you think about like flow stealing as well? Do you think there's anything wrong with that?
Definitely. Like, if you have a flow, if somebody takes it, then it's not cool. But like, I feel like hip hop and like music in general has got so accessible, and not only accessible, so close together. Basically, like with the internet, everything is close together, so everybody hears everything from everywhere. So, I definitely people are gonna start sounding like each other, but I don't know. I feel like if you're not doing it with like a straight intention, like of just like I'm gonna do this like exactly how that happened, and like just basically make my own rendition of it, then if you want to like build something off, or if you're inspired by something, like then I feel like that's cool. But like if you're just like straight up copying somebody's flow, copying like their subject matter, what they're saying, then that's not cool.
Back to the topic about like production. You said you make your own beats, right?
Yeah.
Did you study in like music theory, or how did it come about you even learning
Hell no.
to make this?
It started off long ass time ago, 2015. Me and my friends, we were making this joke mixtape for our friend. Like, we sprung it on him, like, yeah, we're gonna make a mixtape in like 7 days, and we're gonna drop it. Yeah, and then like, but
that
it was
shit doesn't match up really.
Yeah, and it was like a joke. It started off as a joke, but like I realized like I was the only one serious about it. Like, and I started making beats, and that's literally how I started making beats. Like, I was making beats on this old ass like G5 Mac laptop on GarageBand 3. Like, it was like so ass, like using the loops, just drag and drop, using the loops and stuff, and then I moved on to like iPad, and I bought FL Studio, like that mobile app on the iPad, and I was making beats on that, and they were super trash, but it was cool. And like I dropped like a few beat tapes and stuff, and they were super trash, but it was cool. And then I don't know, just like soon you just do it, and opportunities come before you, and you take them. So yeah.
Who would you say top 5 when it comes to instrumentals?
Okay.
This is
Kanye West.
okay.
Top 5. Kanye West. MF Doom.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You like the Herbs special?
All
nice.
those little tapes. MF Doom. Let me think. Instrumentals. Travis Scott. Mike Dean.
Mike Dean, okay.
Yeah. Probably
40.
Oh yeah, 40. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean 40.
Crazy.
40 because I was gonna say Jay Dilla.
Jay Dilla, yeah.
Yeah. So Jay Dilla and 40. We got 6 of them.
Fucking Mad Lib. It's like, no, it's like, all right. So that's pretty cool, dude. That's dope. Why those people?
Kanye, because like I don't really like use a lot of like soul samples, like vocal samples like that, but like Kanye, the way he was like chopping those beats in like the first like 3 albums is like fucking crazy. Like, and I remember, I think he just did a song with Chance. I think it was produced by him. It was like just the way they chopped the sample. It was fucking crazy. But Travis Scott, because it's like it's more like there's elements of trap, but there's also elements of like this like electronic, like, because there's a lot of transitions and shit, and just like crazy ass shit, and like I fuck with it like so hard because it reminds me of like Kid Cudi and shit. But who else did I say? I said Mike Dean, because that's like still, because Mike Dean worked with Kid Cudi, Kanye, Travis, all of them. and Mike Dean on like the synth, like on the Moog or the Juno is like crazy. Like, and we were talking about earlier, like Jimi Hendrix, how he makes like the guitar like sound like vocals. Like Mike Dean does that on like the synth, and it's so fucking crazy. Like, who else? Who else do you say? 40.
Yeah.
40 because it's fucking 40, of course,
Yeah.
and it's like him and Drake basically pioneered this whole sound. It's like mood music, basically. Like, it's like underwater. It has that feel. And Jay Dilla, because it's like when I first started making beats and stuff, I was making more like boom bap, lo-fi, all that good shit with like a vinyl crackling sound underneath it and all that stuff. So like I fuck with that shit.
Did you know about like the whole, what do they call it, syncopation thing, where like some of the beats were on, no, some of the sounds were on beat, but some of them were off.
Quantization, yeah, like some of them weren't. Yeah.
That's really interesting. Speaking of that, a certain sweatshirt fellow, he just released a project, and you can really hear the Dilla type of practice going on. What were your thoughts on Mr. Early Man coming out?
I don't know. I haven't listened to it a few more times because I listened to it like twice. I liked a few songs like straight off the rip, but I never liked the Earl album straight up. Like when I first heard "I Don't Like Shit, I Don't Go Outside," I didn't like it for like almost 2 years. Until like I went back to it and I listened to it, and then I just identified with it at the moment. And Doris, I don't know. I listen to some of the songs older, but I don't listen to it as a full project as much as I listen to I Don't Like Shit, I Don't Go Outside. But with this new one, there was a lot of anticipation, a lot of like, I don't know, it kind of felt like it was going to be this grand, like, and you saw The Alchemist. Oh, The Alchemist also for producers. Yeah. But you saw The Alchemist, he's like, this is a masterpiece and stuff. But like,
sidebar for 1 second, dude, Alchemist has like such a huge library, and every time he goes from like goes to a different country, he gets all the kids to like bring him vinyls from like their parents.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like there's this one called Russian Roulette. It's like Russian aesthetic. It's really nice. It has like, classic like who's Seven Blue Chips, Action Bronson. Action Bronson. It has like Schoolboy Q. Yeah, carrying on, but like it's a good project. Yeah.
But Earl, it was like presented. It wasn't presented like it, but it was like alluded it was gonna be like this grand thing, and he's gonna come out. But I don't. It was more low key, and it's like a lot of things threw me off about the album. But like at first, like the cover art and how it looked, I don't know. It just threw me off, but listening to it is I don't know how to describe it because it's like the sound isn't as dark as I Don't Like Shit, but it's also not as, it's not that light either. It's just like this weird hazy type of feel. Yeah.
You know what's crazy about that type of darkness? Like it's dark, obviously, but I Don't Like Shit is a different type of dark. Like if you listen to Tyler's stuff, his stuff is dark too. It's like about depression, but it aesthetically sounds different. And it's just so weird that like songs of love, for example, are like, we know what love is. People have written about it and sung songs about it for thousands of years, but yet we can still come up with like a new combination of like words and sounds to make it like something aesthetically appealing about the song. And it's the same about sad things like depression, emotional issues. You talk about you have a couple love songs actually. One's called Falling Star.
Falling Star.
Yeah, that was pretty dope. You had Falling Star and Lucy, Shake. These songs are pretty sad. I'm sure they didn't come from the most pleasant of places, but you probably still enjoyed like making them, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Isn't that weird about
Yeah, like Falling Star I made probably, I don't know, it was just like weird. It was like I came with the title first. And then I just had this image of like a red balloon. I don't know, like a red balloon in like a circus or fair.
Mm-hmm.
And like I came up with that after I came up with the title, and then it just got it the whole track. Like so, I basically like went to the piano. I was like fuck chords, fuck all this. Like I'm just gonna play what would yeah. And so I just played these what 3 chords, and then it just took shape, and I just wrote about what I wrote about. Yeah. Lucy. That's like that. The guitar in that I also sampled from like it was like one of those days I was just going through samples on YouTube and stuff, and I took that sample. It was like this guitar. I fucking forgot where it came from, but it's probably like some folk song from like the 60s, 70s, and I thought it would be cool to have like this like it's like kind of not Tyler the Creator, but like conflict within the actual song, because like the conflict is coming from like this inner voice, like because Lucy is like that Kendrick thing of Lucifer, but like not Lucifer as in like the devil, but like Lucifer as in the doubt in your mind, you know, like the negative thoughts in your mind. So yeah, Lucy, that's like, it's a sad song. It's not really a love song, but it's like it's kind of dressed up as like a relationship. Like there's a relationship between me and Lucy, but Lucy is me as well. Yeah, but Shake, that's just like straight like,
yeah.
I don't even know how to describe it. I really don't know how to describe it. It's just straight like flow, I guess.
Yeah, dude, it's all dope. And when it comes to sampling, are you afraid of especially being like up and coming, like people coming after you about samples because they're not cleared?
That's why all the new stuff that I'm putting on like Spotify and stuff, that's why some of those songs aren't on Spotify and Apple Music, because like they'll get taken down, they get copyrighted or some stuff. So that's why like all that sample stuff is on SoundCloud and whatnot. But no, not right now.
What do you think about the current climate of the rap industry? Because it seems with just a little bit of, you know, money and enough time, you can put together a project, a team, and, you know, hit the stages of the internet. And, you know, with good quality content, you can like curate a following, right? Do you think labels are needed now? What do you think about, you know, independence, and because a label could allow you to clear those types of things?
Definitely. In some ways they still are needed, but I feel like soon they won't be needed at all. Like some nowadays, like the labels will work the record, and maybe give you opportunities that you wouldn't have like alone, like let's say like late night talk shows, right, or like you said, like clearing samples and stuff. But I feel like soon enough the labels don't really have as much power or as much purpose as they used to, because it's like you used to have to go to like a label, go to like a whole recording company to even record a song. You know, and it's like if you even to make money off that song, off those songs and stuff, you had to be signed to a record label. But now it's like the internet, it's open. Anybody with a mic and some time can make anything they want and just release it at any time they want. So in some aspects, yeah, a label can get you farther than you probably could, and have it like, because the labels also give you like assets and resources and stuff, like a team, how you're gonna be marketed and stuff. And independent, a lot of that work falls on yourself and anybody else that you have around. But
do you manage yourself, or do you have a team, or do you do like completely everything? Like
basically, yeah, except for Virgil V Perry. Shout out V Perry.
Right.
Yeah,
that's the person that does his music videos.
Yeah.
So what would you say the realest song you've ever written is so far? You've ever wrote? The
realest song I've ever written.
Yeah. Because I go back to, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Like I go back to like a bunch of interviews from like a whole bunch of rappers like Schoolboy Q or Kendrick, and you know they always talk about the realest song that ever written,
Mm-hmm.
and it always changes. It always changes. So I'm just curious to see what yours is and why you think so. And
The realest song I ever wrote, I never put it out. I actually never made it. I just wrote the verses, and I don't know why I never really like put it out, but like the realest song, I was talking about some shit. Like it was just straight bars though. It was like straight rapping, like just talking about some shit that happened. Like my mom kicking me out at 13 and stuff, and just like crazy shit. But I never actually recorded it, and those verses are gone. But
oh, really?
yeah, they're gone. They're out. I don't know where they're at anymore. But yeah, real song I ever wrote, something I never even dropped.
That's crazy. The realest thing you've ever written is something that you know what, when I think about there are a lot of rappers who really hardworking rappers who have a lot of music in their catalogs, you know, especially now, you know, rappers are saying, oh, I have like this amount of albums, like, you know, haven't even released yet, like they're trying to flex on somebody. But do you think I reckon a lot of their realest songs are probably there, you know, outside of the eye of the public. Do you think if, you know, you were to write the realest thing ever, do you think you would actually release it? Like if it was truly the realest thing you've ever written? Or would that have to be like, you know, like let the fans keep some music, but this is for me, you know?
I don't know if I were to come up with it. Maybe, probably. Probably if I thought it was like that crazy, and like if I thought that like other people would appreciate it as much as I do, then I'd definitely put it out. But it's like in that one song that I wrote, it was just for me, like getting shit off my mind, off my chest. But it's like people don't want to listen to that shit.
Right.
Yeah.
It's weird when you really resonate with an artist, because like over enough time you listening to them, living with their music, it's as if you know them as a person, even though you don't. You know, it's weird shit. You know, if you actually think you do. So, for you though, when you first started out, you know, as like a kid, and you liked this music, and you went towards that. How's it changed, like from, you know, being, you know, like 14 to like now you're, how old are you?
17.
17 years old. So how's it changed?
How's it changed?
Yeah.
Like just making music.
Like your appreciation of music, like what you look for and grab what you move towards.
Back then I was like, I didn't listen to rap until I was 14, like at all. Like I listened to like, I don't know, Black and Yellow, like Rack City, like shit like that. But I never really listened to rap until.
Yo, shout out to Tyga, man.
Yeah, facts.
Comebacks.
Facts.
It's like,
but that was like. And then 2015 was when my mom kicked me out, and that was basically when my whole life changed forever. So like I never listened to it, and then I got kicked out and stuff, and then I started like my brother. I remember one day we were in my dad's car, and he had the aux, and he was like, "I need you to listen to something." I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "It's this Our Future shit, bro." I'm sitting there like, "What the fuck is this?" And he's like, "Remember?" Because we always heard about Tyler the Creator, and he ate a cockroach, and we saw Yonkers and shit back in the day, but he played that shit, and it was like the niggas was screaming about just the craziest ass shit, and that basically started me like, and I went, and I literally like, cause I was skateboarding at the time, so I literally searched up rappers who skateboard. And like I found like Joey Badass, like I think it was like a Complex article, and then I listened to Joey Badass. That's the first rapper, like that's my favorite rapper to this day. And I remember I found out about Joey Badass, and it basically like sent me down this whole path. And so like from 14, I started listening to like Joey Badass and Pro Era and like Capital Steez and Flatbush Zombies and Underachievers and like all that real underground type boom bap New York shit. And then like I listened to Our Future as the years went on, and then around 2016, I was listening to Drake heavy because Views dropped 2016. I was gonna listen to Drake very, very heavy, and until I was 14, like it wasn't something that I really like I need music in my life. Like it wasn't something that I really appreciated as much as I do now. And so now I really gravitate towards things that anything that sounds good or anything that interests me, really. It doesn't matter like what genre it is because I'll play like anything.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, it's weird. Because some artists are not like that.
Mm.
You know, they like to stay contained.
Yeah.
It's for me, I didn't follow a lot of artists when I first started. I like listened to like a lot of like Linkin Park and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But that Pandora algorithm, you know, eventually puts on Eminem, and you know that's when you start listening to some rap, and it went from Eminem to G Unit, from G Unit to like learning about other gangster rappers, right?
Right.
And then eventually, you know, you get into all types of rap. But originally it was Eminem. It started with Eminem, and for like many years it was only Eminem. I had like this weird Stan obsession. But then eventually you branch out, and now like you like everything. You have an appreciation for everything, and I don't know. It's weird. It's weird the process of like appreciating different things. Do you think you had? Do you think you had taste like many years ago, like when you first started your first song, for example?
Yeah. Well, when I first made my first song.
Yeah. Did you think? Because some artists are like always critical of their music. Do you even listen to your old music?
No.
Really?
No, not really. But I mean, taste. Like before I listened to rap, I listened to everything else. Like I listened to Michael Jackson. Like I did the moonwalk in 3rd grade in front of my whole school. Like Michael Jackson was my shit. Jimi Hendrix was my shit. I always used to listen to like that old like 1940s, 1950s, like the Rat Pack, Sammy Davis Jr., Nat King Cole, all that stuff. And so, and that really developed my taste and stuff. And like the Rolling Stones and the Beatles, and like all that 1960s like Vietnam type rock. I listened to all of that before I before I ever really listened to rap.
Pink Floyd?
Yeah, nah.
No,
not Pink Floyd. But back on the question of me making my first song, like my taste. I recorded my first like official song in January. So like I've been making beats for like since 2015. But then at the end of last year, I'm like, okay, like I need to stop fucking around. Like I need to actually do this. And so I recorded my first song in January, and it was like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like I was just like rapping on some like, I don't know. I don't really know how to describe it. It's just like a lot of flows, like just getting into a lot of pockets and trying to get us.
How's it compared to right now?
Very different. Like, cause that was almost a year ago. Like, think about it right now. That was almost a year ago, and right now I'm trying to make songs. You know, like back then it was just like not freestyles because I don't freestyle, but
proving you could rap.
Yeah, basically like coming out, because here's how it happened, right? So I was on the bus, right, and I bought a mic like probably like a week, actually probably like a month before then. And I was on the bus, right, and my friend was like rapping and stuff, and then these two girls, it was like, no, this kid, he was like, don't you rap? And I'm like, no, he's like, don't you make beats? And I'm like, I only make beats for myself. And he said, so that means you rap? And they was all like, freestyle, but I'm like, nah, like I don't freestyle. And they was like, why? And then I'm like, cause I'm too holy, cause it was just like as a joke,
right?
And then that turned into, then they was like, too holy? What the fuck does that mean, basically? Yeah. And then, so I went home, and at night I recorded my first song, and I was just trying to get as much like flows and as much bars, because like up to that point, like I was quiet, like I was a very quiet kid, and so I recorded that song just trying to get off as much like crazy shit in my head that I could, and so like I did. Yeah. That was the start. That was the genesis.
Was the start,
yeah.
Thanks to you kids.
Basically,
you can spit.
Thank you.
So you only make bars. You only make beats for yourself. Would you ever be interested? Because we were talking about how like a lot of rappers, they go on YouTube and they find type beats. Have you ever thought of like trying to make a living on the side with making type beats since you already know how to produce.
Yeah, I thought about
The
that.
entry level for like making hip hop, it's much easier for rap than.
Definitely. Yeah, I always thought about that. Like I've been thinking about that more and more recently, but the reason why I never did was because like my beats are like feel like I don't know. Sometimes I feel I hoard my art. Like it's like these are my babies. Like these are my children, and it's like I don't know. Like selling them away. Like I feel like I know this is probably like arrogant to say, but I don't know if people will be doing them justice. Like because it's like the way I hear them and the way I know like the places you could go. Like I don't know. I don't want somebody like just get in there. And it's like the money doesn't really matter to me. It's like I don't want someone to just get in there and just like.
Right.
Yeah, like just disrespecting the beat, basically, just doing some stupid shit with it. But yeah, I don't know. But I've been thinking about more and more, cause I don't know, beat artists are kind of popping right now, so I don't know. I might have to.
Yeah, that's true. But I definitely feel you though. There are a lot of because like like we've been talking about, a lot of artists have been making their own beats. And it seems to be. It's weird because hip hop, like we talked about, like they appreciate like lyricism from the person, from the source. But when it comes to beats, that's not something that they.
Yeah.
But the beat could represent, it can be an extension of the artist's words. You see a lot of like really interesting people coming out from like more of the avant-garde scene, like Def Grips, JP Mafia, and like their beats are like, they're an extension of the music as well. It's not like added on. So I definitely feel you on that.
Yeah.
So I got these. Two Kit Kats.
Right.
One's black. Well, they're both black actually, right? they're both fucking black, and they're like it's fucking chocolate. So
right.
Yeah, bro. It's like
it's chocolate. Wow.
Wow. That's so real, bro. Wow.
Right.
Are you more of a dark chocolate person? Or like you like? I'm not really dark. I can front. Can be like, yeah, tell you, it's like
the dark chocolate person.
Yeah. Cause people be friend like, yeah, like I really like it. It's actually chocolate. Like it's higher percentage, but
I don't eat a lot of chocolate. Like I like Kit Kats and stuff, but I don't like all the like the Snickers, like Twix, all that. It's disgusting.
Oh, I see. So when it comes to projects, you have anything in store for like the next few months or?
Yeah, like recently, my computer, my hard drive, it's a long story, but since I last dropped something like probably like in July, and since then I just been coming up with like what I want people to hear next, and basically it's been like probably more from July to November. Just like working on so many different sounds. Like there was so much fucking music. I had so much music, so many projects and stuff, and I finally realized what I need to do and with the sound like I wanted to go with. And then my computer, it's fucking out of here. It's done. It died. The hard drive is like corrupted and stuff. But I'm about to get a new computer pretty soon. So I definitely want to drop my first project. 2019, sometime 2019, just go crazy. Like,
what's the direction you're heading for?
Gotta see.
Gotta see. All right, man.
Gotta see.
All right, I got this little thing we're doing. All right.
Oh man.
All right, Sonny. So, I got
straight for this one.
I got a couple these guys here. You got to pick between either or. So we got Our Future or Brockhampton.
Our Future.
Our Future.
Our Future.
All right.
Definitely.
Outkast or RTJ?
Outkast.
Earl or Doom?
Earl.
Michael Prince?
Oh,
Michael Myers?
yeah, Michael Myers.
Okay. Nicki or Cardi?
No comment. I can't say nothing. No comment. I don't know nothing.
Dill or Madlib?
Dylan.
Alchemist, Knowledge.
Oh. Alchemist or Knowledge?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's a crazy
that's
one.
a
Knowledge.
really hard one.
Knowledge. Fuck
Knowledge?
it. Knowledge. Fuck it.
Sam-I-Am or Flying Lotus? One has a
Sam-I-Am.
big ass company.
Yeah.
I think he's signed to him, right?
Who?
I think Sam-I-Am is signed to Brain Feeder.
He might.
Yeah.
I think he is.
Yeah, I think he is.
So man.
Sam-I-Am? Oh, yeah, I like Sam-I-Am too. Whitney Houston or Mariah Carey?
I never listened to either one of them.
You really? Okay.
I'm dead serious. Whitney Houston.
Okay.
Let's just say.
Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
What about tacos or burgers?
Tacos or burgers?
Mhm.
Burgers.
Oh, damn. Okay. Avocado or hummus?
Oh my fucking god. Avocado.
Macaroni and cheese or caviar?
Macaroni.
The fucking
Caviar. Macaroni cheese, my guy.
Okay. Bounty or I don't even know what the fuck is other than Bounty. Their advertisement is crazy, bro.
Chardon.
Sure. Oh yeah, hefty. Isn't that a trash bag though?
FD, you got FD.
No, you're right.
I should be shooting you. Give me that.
All right, so Kendrick or J. Cole?
Kendrick.
Music or life?
Music or life?
Yeah, man. If you could live
Or
but not have
or be
music in your life, yeah.
That's
a hard one.
Wait, that's it? If I could live and not have
Yeah.
music, would I?
So you could die. Okay. So if you live,
Right.
I'm just going off of like whatever, see where this takes us. So if you live, you can live, but you can't listen to any music. No more Travis Scott, no more Little B, no more Iggy Azalea.
Right.
So, right. No more Prince. All right. So you're not gonna get any of these people, but you can live, or you could die. You can have all the music you have, but you won't be conscious.
What?
I don't know.
So I'd rather live. I'd rather live.
Really?
I'm
But you're not
just
gonna
gonna
listen to
die,
any
but
music.
you can't listen to music when you're dead. So you can't listen to any music either way.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I just didn't plan that. Didn't plan that out right. We're still make it work,
Shoot him. Get him.
Okay. Taco Bell or homemade?
Oh, homemade. Homemade.
PC or Mac?
Mac.
Anime or Cartoon Network, I guess?
Cartoons. Like, just regular American. I don't like anime at all.
You don't like anime?
I don't like anime at all. Like, it's not that I don't like anime. I don't like... It's not that I don't like anime. I don't like the people around it and associated with it. Like, yeah, basically.
You don't like the people
I don't
associated with it?
Yeah, like...
Yeah, I don't like Asians too, bro.
No! Not Asians.
Money or woman?
Money or woman? Both.
Okay.
I mean, because, like, money, I mean, it can only get you so far, but women, there's opportunities. Yeah.
Tell me what inspired you to make, the story of
Addie Don.
You're the one who said you do want to go out.
I don't
to
know what you're
Georgia.
talking about.
The story of Snow.
The story of Snow is actually the story is so I had that sample and stuff and I loaded it up in FL Studio. I didn't put any drums on it or anything. That was just how it came, like all that crazy shit. And then I came with the idea of there's a story about a guy who's like running from the police and he like sells coke and stuff and he has like a duffel bag and he checks into this motel and they come and try to get him and he kills himself.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing, but it's I originally had another song, but it was like some 80s like groove like type shit and it was like about like basically the same type of story, but that shit corrupted and then so I went and made that instead.
Is storytelling important for you?
Definitely. Probably all my songs are like a story in like somehow, in some way. Like definitely something, even if it didn't happen, like it's probably like an amalgamation of a bunch of things that happened or thoughts, like stories, thoughts that I just had, like that. The Snow one is just a pure thought, and just like that story was just going off pure inspiration basically. But yeah.
It's really interesting how music has gone about telling the story. It seems like folk music tells a story of a land, a culture. When it comes to hip hop, it does the same thing. But we've seen in the last 20, 30 years, hip hop taking really interesting strides in like storytelling. So we've heard like skits, bigger and bigger skits with like the Kendrick Lamar starting all over, right? Yeah. Or even something even bigger, more grandiose in the idea of like Logic, for example, with the Incredible True Story. You know, he had this, you know, a big, you know, all these different types of skits and stuff. So, you know, for you, what are your thoughts on, you know, storytelling and using different devices like, you know, skits or different personalities or
if it's done right, it's pretty cool. Like I don't like too many skits, but like say if for example like Good Kid, Mad City, like Kendrick, that was like perfect how he did everything, and even like in songs I make, even if there's not, let's say a skit per se or like where people are explicitly talking, I'll still candidly record everybody like on audio on like do like a little audio clip on an iPhone. I'll record just the atmosphere and people talking and stuff, and then I'll lace that into the music. So like it tells the story of just the atmosphere I was in when I was making it. Like the song you just sent out, I almost did that too. But yeah,
damn, bro, that's crazy. And you listen to your own music.
Do I look? Some songs, yeah.
You know, it's interesting. It's really interesting how some artists look at their music. They say that you know, you can't be an artist and have high self-esteem in regards to your music. You always have to be critical, and you know, when it comes to your music, is it something that, you know, you might even enjoy playing yourself for yourself, or do you listen to it to gain new inspiration, or why do you go back to listen to your songs, and you know, tell me everything about that.
I think it's definitely like a combination of both to get inspiration and also like, cause like when I first make a song, like, you know, you make music because you want to hear it, you know, and it's sometimes you don't ever go back listening to that song ever again, but I mean, yeah, when I make songs, I make it with intention of like shit that I want to hear, and probably the song I've re-listened to the most times is Fallen Star. Like that gives me a lot of inspiration, like just that song in particular, because like it just came out of like nowhere for me basically, and it was like shit that I wanted to do. Like I really didn't give a fuck. Like I'm not that good of a singer, but I just wanted to fucking do it because like I just wanted to, so I did it, and I didn't really care about like the repercussions or what people would think about it and stuff, but people like it, and I listen to that as a reminder, like, you know, when you're creating something and you have an idea, if you let too many people put in their opinion on the idea becomes kind of deformed. It wasn't what it was originally supposed to be, and it's like the whole vision that you have, it's really like inside your own mind. And if you embrace that vision, and you handle that vision with confidence, if you have confidence in yourself, and like if you have confidence in yourself and you really believe in what you're doing, then the people will follow, even if it's unorthodox. Like the people will fuck with it. Like if they see that you're being if you're 100% serious about what you're doing, even if it's not something that they normally listen to, they'll still fuck with it. Cause it's like I remember probably like 2 months ago, like these kids, like these total like like kids from like the city and shit, just like some people you would not expect was listening to like Lucy and shit with guitars and folk. Like bro, like these people like listen to like straight up like gutter shit. But it's like if you're 100% true with yourself and you don't let too many people's opinions really like throw you off your creative journey, then I feel like that's the best music, and that's the music you listen to over and over again. Yeah, but
do you ever see yourself retiring? Sorry, just to add that into your question.
Nah, definitely not. Definitely not. I mean, I don't know how there's like a fixed date. Like some people be like, I'm retiring at blah 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 blah. But it's like a weird, like how can you put a fixed date on when you're gonna stop being creative and like stop sharing that with the world? I kind of think that's and none of them ever do retire. You know what I mean? Like none of them ever like say, oh, I'm stopping rapping, I'm stopping this, I'm stopping that, and then they actually do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like if you're creative, then that's just that's just how you are forever. But I do want to blow up. I do want to blow up. I do want to make like get as big as possible. But I also want to have like a long career and a long just a long ride and pause. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. We're all kids, so like we're trying to blow up. We're trying to do what we do, but a lot of people just think that's it, and like they think you blow up and then you're automatically lit forever, and there's nothing anything that could ever go wrong. But I mean, I think it's best to just pull from both sides of the equation, from like trying to blow up and trying to have a lot of interesting ideas, because everything's fast now. Everything's very, very fast. Like people are here this year, and the next year they're gone. They're gone just like that. So like pulling from both. So like, let's say you never stop experimenting or trying to come up with interesting ideas, but you also have like maybe a thing or a sound or like an ideas that you elaborate on, or something that people know you for. Because like I don't know, people like to quantify things. In some cases it's bad, but also I think in some cases it's good. Yeah, so just pulling from both sides of the equation, basically.
When did you know, like this is it, these are dope. I don't care what anybody says. I can actually do this, and I'm going to allocate a lot of my younger years to doing this.
I didn't know until probably last year sometime. Yeah. I didn't really see myself as, I mean, for the longest time I swore like I was gonna be like an artist, like drawing and stuff and like painting and all that good stuff. And then but I'd always like since 2015 I'd always like mess around with music and stuff. But it was probably earlier this year really when like I saw like, yeah, I can do this shit, because it's probably when I dropped my first song, and I just saw, even if it was like it's like a small reception and stuff, but I just saw what you could do and where you could take it, because like the internet and social media and all this stuff is like it's fucking limitless. Like all you need is time, really. You just need time, and like you could really do anything. You could have like 1 billion followers by next year. It's just all time, and so yeah, when I dropped my first song and I saw people fucked with it and stuff, and I fucked with it. That's when I was like, yeah, like I'm gonna do this, cause I finally made a decision, like I'm gonna do this shit. I don't know what my first song is gonna be about or what I'm gonna do, and then circumstances called,
Right.
kids on the bus, and I'm just like, this is it. And then we went off when we did it and stuff, and then what further reinforced that was like in July, and I was making stuff in June and stuff. Just seeing things set themselves up for me, and like and going out and actively setting things up for myself, and that's when I realized like a lot of this shit is like very much like within reach, you know, and being now the senior year and stuff, it's like everybody has like a certain push, like what are you gonna do, and I see so many people who are creative and stuff. Maybe a lot of things are driven by fear, like at least for me. But I see a lot of people who are creative and like doing creative things, but like, oh yeah, I'm probably gonna go to this community college. I'm probably gonna like do this and do that, and like it's like, I'm like, but do you want to do that? They're like, no. I'm like, well, then why are you doing it? No, I don't want to be any of those people. I never want to be like that. So I'm like, I want to live my life doing something that I like to do.
And how did the people around you feel about
me doing it?
Yeah, sorry to cut you off.
No. People around me. My dad, he told me last year, he was like, "Oh, you're not no rapper." So my dick. But like he said that, but now he's come around because he sees that I'm serious about it. But it's still, you know, you never really forget those things when people don't believe in you or something. A lot of people around me, you know, I'll show them something or I'll say something that's more like a one-off, like, oh, it's like, yeah, that's cool, you know, like, but you never get those reactions out of the people until they see that you're serious and they see that you don't go to them anymore, and they see that you're like serious about doing this shit and you're gonna do it with or without them. That's when they have the reaction. Because like when you come to them and you're like, yo, check out this, like I'm doing this, they're like, oh, that's cool, I guess. Like, you know, they're like, it's very like not dismissive but very maybe unappreciative. And because I feel like a lot of people don't really look at the implications as much as they look at what's right there in front of them. So, let's say like I make this song and stuff, and it's up on Apple and Spotify and stuff. Like, maybe it's fine. You don't like the song, but it's like the implications of like what I'm trying to do here and like what I want to do here. So yeah, I mean the people around me. I got a couple supporters. I got a couple people who like really fuck with me and stuff. But it's just, I just know it's something that's gonna happen with or without anybody. Yeah.
So I'm back with Holly Berry. You know, still gang.
Gang.
Yeah.
Gang in the building.
Future music. Next 10 years. Where's it going? Predictions.
Future music?
Future music?
Future of music.
Okay.
Predictions. Where are we going to be?
I think it's gonna go like it's gonna be pretty post genre. Like there won't be a rapper, a singer, a vocalist, or a songwriter. There'll just be an artist who, you know, is or capable of just using different aspects of the human voice to whatever they need to do. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Are we interviewing you?
Huh?
What's going on here?
Oh, sorry.
What's going on here now?
But what do you think? Because
Yeah, I mean, you basically said exactly what I was thinking. Like, because we were just talking in the car on the way here. It's like genres are kind of mishing and mashing. Like, it's all mixing together, basically. Yeah.
It's pretty lit, actually, man.
Yeah.
You see artists making.
Let's see. The biggest mistake I see artists making is either there's a multitude of mistakes because it's like not taking the craft seriously. just like the craft of making music, or like not appreciating it, or appreciating like the tools. Cause like some people, they come to me like, yeah, I'm making music and this, but it's like, if you knew like the tools that you had like at your hands, like at your fingertips, then you can just do so much more. So it's like a lack of appreciation.
I feel that too, especially about money as well. You talked about the deal thing. A deal is a loan, right? And these rappers are not business people. And I think the biggest thing what determines how a rapper will like be a successful rapper, like Jay-Z or Lil Wayne, not Lil Wayne, 50 Cent, is like, you know, having the knowledge to like allocate your resources into different puddles of like assets that can like make cash flow for you and stuff. If you like, I think if you invest your money and you don't spend, like, you know, the whole chain. What are your thoughts on chains, man? If you blow, you're gonna if you blow, you're gonna get like a
chain, a couple chains, definitely. Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah.
But like not go crazy, like, cause there's like, it's cool, like you have a chain, but it's like some. I feel like a lot of people just go extras, like too extra.
So a couple Cuban links.
Sure.
Cuban links look really nice.
Yeah. I'm cool.
The trend that's happening now, like SoundCloud rap.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you think like it's kind of taking on its own life?
Definitely. I mean, it's become like, it's become like a genre of music.
Yeah.
You know, cause it's like I don't have to put stuff on SoundCloud. You know, I can put it on fucking
Bandcamp.
Audio Mac, Bandcamp, just like that. But it's SoundCloud. There's a certain maybe expectation for shit that comes off it, and there's a certain sound. Like but there's a lot of different SoundCloud sounds.
Yeah.
Cause it's like you can listen to like some like lo-fi shit on SoundCloud, but then you can also listen to like, and I think that people know that.
SoundCloud has done a lot. SoundCloud and Bandcamp and these other platforms have done a lot for the culture of music.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Is you?
Where are we next year?
Southside Sunny.
Where is Southside Sunny going from next?
2019. A lot more music out, a lot more videos out, a lot more eyes on me. Yeah. That's it.
Yes.
This has been the
So this has been the ArtistIN. We just had a great time with Sonny, and we hope to see more music from him, and we bless him on his trip as an artist.
There you go.
Yeah.
But you just are a falling star. But you just are, a falling star.